Donkey of the Day.
Look at these donkeys. Bunch of jackasses.
That's time for the Donkey of the Day. That's pretty funny.
Charlemagne the devil?
Possibly. The Breakfast Club.
Yes, Donkey of the Day for Thursday, April 21st goes to Dr. Ben Carson. Now, Dr. Ben Carson ran for president, but that's a wrap. That campaign derailed a long time ago. But old Ben is still a very accomplished individual, okay? He's a retired neurosurgeon, a graduate of Yale University and the University of Michigan Medical School. He's authored numerous books on his medical career and political stances. He's a very accomplished black man who not only got a great education and made something of himself, he actually had the freedom to run for president this year. I'm saying all that to say none of these things would have been possible if it wasn't for people like Harriet Tubman. Okay, Harriet Tubman, a Civil War abolitionist who led thousands of our ancestors to freedom along the Underground Railroad. Let me break this down for you in plain terms. One of my favorite movies is Back to the Future, okay? And The Butterfly Effect, because I'm interested in time travel and things of that nature. And you know how in those movies, certain events had to happen in the past to affect the future? It's quite possible that if Harriet Tubman doesn't lead runaway slaves to freedom, then we, even in 2016, are living in a very different America, okay? You idiots sometimes forget that our ancestors fought and died for the freedoms that we currently have in America today. Now, if you haven't heard, Harriet Tubman, a black abolitionist, will be replacing Andrew Jackson, a black slave owner, on the front of the $20 bill. Drop one of Clues bombs for that, okay? Now, for whatever reason, a lot of people weren't too happy about this change. Now, I expected, of course, some racist bigots to be opposed to this, but it always makes me shake my head when I see other black people upset about what should be considered progress, about what should be considered paying homage to Harriet Tubman. How could you possibly be upset about this? Well, some Negroes will find a way. Insert Dr. Ben Carson. He was on Fox Business Network, and he had this to say.
Andrew Jackson was the last president who actually balanced the federal budget, where we had no national debt. So in honor of that, we kick him off of the money.
But are you anti-Harriet Tubman?
No. Okay. I love Harriet Tubman. Right. I love what she did. But we can find another way to honor her. Maybe a $2 bill.
First of all, Dr. Ben Carson, shut the F up forever. Okay, Andrew Jackson was the last president who actually balanced the federal budget where we had no national debt. Okay, that's cool. But he was also a slave owner and totally against the abolition of slavery. Okay, the fact that he's being replaced by Harriet Tubman is simply acknowledging what's right. That's all it is. It's somebody simply acknowledging what's right and what's wrong in America. Slavery was wrong. So put the slave owner on the back, even though he shouldn't be on there at all, and replace him with the black abolitionists who fought for what's right and did what's right by leading slaves to freedom via the Underground Railroad. I can't even just focus on Ben Carson in this situation. How could any black person be upset that Harriet Tubman is on the $20 bill? I understand that we've been oppressed so long that we just don't ever trust the white man's intentions. It's always got to be an ulterior motive. I get it, but let me ask you a question. All these years you've been spending money with slave owners' faces on it. Did you ever complain? Did you ever say, I don't feel comfortable taking this money because it's a slave owner's face on it? Let me answer that for you. No, you didn't. So why are you complaining now? Because one of your ancestors is going to be on the bill? Why you don't feel comfortable with the money now? Because one of your own is on it. What kind of logic is that? Okay? Some dumbass called the radio station this morning and said that having Harriet Tubman on the $20 bill is a constant reminder of slavery. Really? The slave owner on your money? That didn't remind you of slavery, but the slave does? Y'all make no sense. Harriet Tubman shouldn't remind you of slavery. She should remind you of revolution. Okay, revolution that led to real progress. The problem is some people are upset about progress because when progress happens, it eliminates your excuses as to why you personally aren't progressing. Now, back to Dr. Ben Carson. He said Harriet Tubman should be on the $2 bill, a bill that is seldom used in circulation. Well, Dr. Ben Carson, I think you should start being treated like the $2 bill and barely be in circulation your damn self. We tired of seeing you. We tired of hearing from you. You would have been one of the slaves that would have told on Harriet Tubman, there she go, leading them slaves to freedom again. That would have been you. Okay, we actually have audio of Dr. Ben Carson as soon as he found out Harriet Tubman was going to be on the $20 bill. Can we hear it? Oh, my bad. That's the slave Stephen from Django when his master Calvin got killed. But same difference. Give Dr. Ben Carson the biggest hee-haw, please.
All right. Well, thank you for that Donkey of the Day.